All right, so today we're gonna do obviously a core yoga segment. We're gonna do a little yoga with it, but incorporate, of course, our abs. So go ahead and lie down on your back. Just gonna start nice and easy with 3 deep breaths. So it's always important, even if we're just taking a 10-minute yoga, to really set an intention and breathe. All right, so if you can get outside, that would be awesome too. Fresh air is an incredible thing. Very healing. So rest your hands onto your stomach. Keep your knees bent, feet flat. Relax your eyes closed. Take 3 deep breaths in and out through your nose. Inhale, nice deep breath in. Exhale, relax any tension. Do that again. Huge breath in through your nose. Exhale, relax your jaw, the tension that's between your eyebrows. Just soften all that tension. One more time. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, relax, and let it go. Go ahead and set an intention. So if you're not sure, just choose a word like peace or joy. That always works. But if you're feeling like there's a solid intention that you want to set, go ahead and set that right now. We're going to start with some abdominal exercises. So you're going to keep your knees bent and bring your feet parallel so that your knees parallel, so shins parallel to the ground. So I want you to pull your belly in and press your low back flat into the mat or to the ground beneath you. So you're really working on isolating the abdominals. Go ahead and tap your left foot down and then switch and go the same thing right. So you're just going to continue to tap right and left. Nose is pointed straight up to the sky or the ceiling. Belly's pulling in, low back is pressing down. Nice and easy here, okay? And then if this is feeling okay for you, we're going to go ahead and tap both legs down. And you can relax your hands down by your side here. If you really feel like you need a little bit of extra help, you can slide your hands underneath your sacrum. That's going to make it a little bit easier, give you a little bit extra support. So whatever feels good for you. The breathing is, right? Breathing important. Inhale as you tap down. Exhale as you pull up. Inhale, tap down. Exhale, pull up. So we're starting nice and easy here. We're going to get a little bit more challenging as we go, but you can always back up and you can always do less. It's always the most important thing. First and foremost, as you guys hear me say all the time, protect your body first. All right, challenge yourself as you go, only if it feels okay and safe for you to do so. One more time. Inhale, tap down. Exhale, lift up. Now, if that's feeling okay, I want you to go ahead and straighten your legs up to the sky or to the ceiling, depending on where you are. Squeeze your quadriceps to open up your hamstrings. Now, if your hamstrings are really tight, you may have a bend in your knees. It's all good. If you can get your legs all the way straight and really reach through your toes, I want you to do that. Again, hands either by your side or they can be under your sacrum if you like. You're going to inhale, lower your straight legs all the way down to the ground, and then lift them straight up to the sky. Now, if that's feeling like it strains your back in any way, I want you to go ahead and go back to what we were doing with the bent knee version. Okay, either way, let's do 7 more, okay? 7. And if this is feeling easy for you, by the way, good for you. You can always take your hands behind your head, and that's going to make it a little bit more challenging. Okay, whatever variation you want to do. 5 more. Make sure you're using your breath. 4, inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift up. Nice job, keep working. 3. Perfect, last 2. And this is your last one. All right, pull your knees into your chest, give yourself a big hug, and then hands come out behind your head. So a little bit of a challenge here on this next one too. So go ahead and straighten your legs all the way back up to the sky if you can. You're going to lower your right leg down so it's about 1 inch above the ground. Now if it feels like it's too hard to do that, you can rest it all the way down. And then we're going to lift towards the left leg. 5, lift and lower. So you're bringing that nose as close to your knee as you can. 3, 2, and then hold it up there. Grab onto your calf, lift a little bit higher, let go and reach for your fingertips. Lift a little bit higher. This should feel challenging. And then lower down, pull your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Excellent job. You've got to do that same thing on the other side. So reach through your feet, through your toes, hands behind your head, Lower your left leg down so it's about 1 inch above the ground. Again, if that feels like it's too much for you, go ahead and rest it all the way down to the ground. It's totally fine, right? And lift and lower towards your knee for 5, lifting up as high as you can. 4, 3, 2, getting those shoulder blades up as high from that as you can. Really get those shoulder blades up. Grab onto your calf of your ankle. Lift as high as you can. And then let go and reach through your fingertips for 3. Lift a little bit higher. And lower down, pull your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Excellent work. Okay, so now we're going to do some rotational for the obliques. So bring those knees so that they're right over the hip bones again. Bring your hands out into a T position. We're going to drop the knees over to the right, get some rotation through the spine. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, contract the left side of your rib cage, your obliques, and bring your knees back to center. Let's do the same thing on the left. So inhale, drop to the left. Exhale, contract the right side of your rib cage and bring it back to center. So keep taking it from side to side. The inhale as you drop and the exhale to bring it back to center. So this is so good for your obliques, and I am going to offer you a little challenge if you want to take it. So as you drop to the side, I want you to take your top leg, your left leg, and stretch out, bend that knee, and bring it back to center, and then do the same thing on the other side. So drop to your left, straighten out your right leg, bend, and bring it back to center. Now, you know the option is to straighten out both legs, right? So that's where we're going. Straighten out both legs if you can, bend, bring it back to center. I have a bee hovering around me, like so intent on knowing what I'm doing here. So hopefully he keeps his distance. Let's do it again. Take it to the right. Straighten out, reach through your toes, bend, and bring it back in. And to the left, we have 3 more to do. Reach through your toes, bend, and bring it back in. One more time on each side. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale as you drop. Straighten your legs, bend, and back to center. This is your last one. Take it to the side. I don't know about you, but this is really getting me. Bend and bring it back to center. Okay, we're gonna keep on with the obliques. So we're gonna do a good old bicycle. One of my favorite exercises is, even though we've been doing this forever, right? It's really still found to be one of the exercises that activates all of the muscles in the abdominal wall the best, believe it or not. So hands behind your head, right shoulder to left knee, hold it, reach through your right toes, so long legs, and switch. Let's do 20 of these. So that's 2. Make sure you keep really focusing on bringing the shoulder to the opposite knee and getting your fullest range of motion both through your legs and through your upper body. Keep breathing, and we're halfway through our set here. Okay, so keep that bicycle going. Keep shoulder to opposite knee, shoulder to opposite knee. And we are going super slow. I've been criticized before for having a beach cruiser here with my bicycle, but you know what? The slower you go, the more muscle fiber you activate. So if you're doing this really fast, that might be kind of impressive because you'll get 100 in, right? But it's better sometimes to go slower, because that's where you really recruit the muscles. Okay, last 2. I think this is 20. And this is your last one. And hug your knees back into your chest and rock it from side to side. Okay, excellent job, you guys. Feet come down. We're gonna do a little variation of a regular crunch. So the knees are gonna open and the hands are gonna come out behind your head. Now what you're gonna do is lift your left elbow to your left knee, bring it through center like you're making a circle, right elbow to right knee, and then down through the side. Can you guys see this bee hovering around me? Is that a sign from above that there's a bee? Just won't let me alone. Over, down, and around. You can probably hear it, he's pretty loud. To the left, to the center, to the right, and down. 2 more this way. So we want to do 5 in each direction. And this really recruits the abdominals, different angles of the abdominals, which is awesome. Okay, take it to the right, same exact thing. So go right, center, to the left, and down. Make the biggest circle that you can possibly make. Last 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job. Give yourself a big hug, knees to chest, and rock it out from right to left. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to ask you to flip onto your stomach. So go ahead and flip over, because so much we focus on the abs, right, the whole front line of the body, but we skip what's going on in the back, and that's an important part of your core. In fact, everything from your shoulder girdle down to your hip joints is part of your core, including your glutes. So it's really everything that's not your head and your arms and your legs. That's your core. So your back is an important part of your core. So we're going to do a set of Superman, Superwoman, right? We're going to hover up, strengthen the whole back line, and lower down. Now I want you to do a set of 10 of those. So you're just going to keep lifting and lowering. The inhale lifts you up, the exhale lowers you. If you want to challenge yourself more, you can certainly stretch your arms straight forward or straight out to the side. Either way, or keep the elbows bent by your side, okay? Do what works for you, but certainly the longer the lever, the longer the arms out, the more challenging it's going to be, okay? Because it's a little bit more weight. Let's just do 3 more. So inhale, lift, exhale, lower, last 2. And on this next one, I want you to hold it up here. Take your hands, interlace them behind your tailbone. This is locust pose. I want you to squeeze your palms together, lift up a little bit higher, really reach through your toes. Crown of the head is reaching forward and toes are reaching back. And then go ahead and lower down. You're going to slide your hands under your shoulders and give yourself a big push up and back to child's pose. Let's take a couple deep breaths in and out through your nose. And then shift your weight back onto your hands and knees. Now the next thing that we're going to do is just a simple cat-cow. This is just an easy way to move your spine, and then we're going to incorporate that in with our yoga vinyasa. So I want you to bend straighten your elbows, press through your palms, tuck your tailbone, and round your spine up into cat, and really pull the belly in. And then as you inhale, you're going to tilt the tailbone up, shrug the shoulders back, and come into cow. And let's do that a few more times. So exhale as you round. Inhale as you open. And 2 more times. Exhale, round. Now as you're rounding, really pull your hips and your ribs closer together. Inhale, open your heart, lift your tailbone. And last time, exhale, tuck and round, hollow the belly, really pull the ribs and the hips together. And then inhale into neutral. Now, so from there, I want you to walk your hands a few inches forward and just come into downward facing dog. Now in your downward dog, let's just take a moment to bend the left knee and drop the right heel. Get a good stretch through your calf ankle. And then switch to the same thing. Bend your right knee, drop your left heel. And just go ahead and continue to pedal right and left because it feels good to do that, and stretch out the calves and the ankles. And then let that pedaling slow down and come into stillness for downward facing dog. Remember the intention you set. Go ahead and reset that. And then from your downward dog, I want you to think of the cat pose we just did. I want you to shift forward, round your spine into a rounded version of plank. Chin is tucked to the chest, and you're going to inhale, open to cobra or upward facing dog. And you can have your toes curled under here, or you can flip to the tops of your feet if that feels good for you. Then you're going to use your core muscles. Right now, recruit your core to lift your hips back up. Uncurl the toes so the feet are flat and land in downward facing dog. Now I want you to do that 10 more times, okay? Inhale. You can just stop and plank if you want to. Okay, if it feels tweaky on your back in any way to do upward facing dog, then just stop and plank. Use your core to lift you up and back. This is a total body exercise here. Incredible for your core. Make sure you keep your spine rounded as you shift forward into your plank, and take a deep breath and exhale, land back in your downward facing dog. Now I want you to do like 5 or 6 more of these, and I want you to just be really, really mindful of your spine, your breath, and your core controlling all of the movement, okay? So, in fact, why don't you go ahead and close your eyes and be extra aware of how your spine is moving, how you're recruiting your core throughout full range of motion, and how you're breathing, really using your breath to take you forward and back from your plank, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. And by the way, this is an awesome exercise for your lats and your shoulders, as well as your core. Last one. Nice job, you guys. Now go ahead and lift your right leg straight up to the sky. Bend your right knee and kick your right foot towards your left shoulder blade. Lift your right knee as high as you can and bring your right knee to your right wrist. So this is just an awesome stretch for your hip. We're going to take a couple breaths in pigeon pose, and we will finish out in forearm plank. So let's take 3 deep breaths in pigeon. And in fact, if you want to, go ahead and come into a king pigeon variation, which is wonderful to also open up the hip flexor and the quad on this back leg. If this is too much for you, right, and you can't quite reach the foot, you can certainly just stay here in your regular pigeon. Either way, breathe deeply, relax and soften and let go of tension with the exhale. Now go ahead and prop yourself up in your forearms. Curl your left toes under. Make sure your elbows are right underneath your shoulders so you're aligned. And then step to forearm plank. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. I want you to pull that belly in and up to your spine. Make sure the back of your neck is long, so look out a little bit out in front of your hands. And then go ahead and lower your knees down and your chest down. Inhale into a cobra. Get a good stretch in a cobra pose. Look over your right shoulder, get a little twist. That should feel good. Look over your left shoulder. Come back to center and release all the way down. Curl your toes under. Now I want you to engage Uddiyana Bandha. What does that mean? I want you to pull your belly button up from the mat and squeeze your abdominal wall. So you really feel the belly button pulling up to the sky. With your hands under your shoulders, do a push-up if you can. Bent knees are totally fine. And then land back in your downward facing dog. Nice work, you guys. Left leg to the sky. You're gonna bend that left knee, kick your left foot to your right shoulder, and then bring the left knee to the left wrist for pigeon. One of my favorites. Go ahead and bring your forearms all the way down to the mat. And if you did the king pigeon on the other side, then feel free to reach back and grab the top of your foot with your opposite hand. And again, if that feels like it's too much for you, don't sweat it. Just stay right here. Either way, it's perfect. You're getting a great hip stretch. Take a huge breath in through your nose. Exhale, relax tension. And then we're coming up for forearm plank. So make sure you just take a moment to line everything up, that your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. Curl your right toes under, step your left foot to meet your right foot, and in fact, bring your toes together to touch so you can really squeeze to the midline. Make sure you're looking a few inches out in front, so like focus on your hands or a little bit out in front of them. Take one more breath, really squeeze the belly, and then you can release your knees down, release your stomach down, hands underneath your shoulders. Press into cobra, get a great stretch and a chest opener. Breathe in. And then lower down. Uddiyana Bandha. Hands under shoulders, curl your toes, squeeze your thighs, squeeze your belly button in and up. Exhale, push up, and downward facing dog. Now, take a moment here in your downward dog and reflect on the intention that you set at the beginning. Think about, how can I fuel my life force energy today? What foods can I drink, eat? What thoughts can I think? What people can I surround myself with? How can I take really, really super good care of my body, mind, and spirit today? Go ahead and bring your knees down to the mat and have a seat. 10 to 15 minutes can make a huge difference when it's done consistently. Rest your hands down onto your knees or turn your palms to face up, bringing your thumb and your index finger together to touch. We are also ending with 3 deep breaths. So close your eyes, sit up as tall as you can, take a huge breath in through your nose, and a long, slow exhale, softening tension and sending a calming message through your central nervous system. Do that again. Take a huge breath in, and a long, slow exhale. And one more time. Deep breath in, and long, slow exhale. Bring your hands together in prayer at heart center. Breathing in as you sweep your arms out and up, biggest circle that you can. Look up, watch your palms touch, and exhale, bring your hands back to heart center.